and an honor to stand here to welcome you all to Aarambh 2024, the UG orientation of the Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Mahe, Bengaluru. I'm Ardra, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies for the day. On behalf of the department and the entire Mahe community, I want to extend a warm welcome to each one of you. The orientation program is designed to introduce our new students and their families to the rich academic environment, diverse opportunities, and supportive community that we offer. Let us begin the journey by taking you all through the journey of Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Let's have the videos, please.
All of 23, newly married, a fresh medical graduate, and looking forward to a new life. Young Madhu had just sold some of his wife's jewelry to buy surgical instruments from Germany. He was all geared up to leave India and practice surgery in Hong Kong. He had debts to repay his uncles, who financed his medical education, and a large family, including his aged mother, to support. But that was not to be. Destiny had other plans for young Madhava. When he approached his mother for her blessings, she reminded him of his duty to his motherland and his fellow people. You must search things where they have fallen. You must earn in your own land. With these words as his war cry, Tomse Madhava Anant Pai set out to achieve what many will call impossible. The seed of Manipal was thus sown. His infectious zeal propelled him to serve his own people, and he set a goal of transforming, empowering, and nurturing lives through education, healthcare, and banking, the most basic aspects of social upliftment. High schools in every village, small-scale industries like dyeing and weaving, sawmills that provided employment, institutes of higher education, rural banking. There was no area that he left untouched. Along with his brother, he started Syndicate Bank with a motto, "No man is too small for our bank."
Syndicate Bank has got a new philosophy. It is a small man that ultimately contributes to the greatness of an institution. There must be an institution to collect a small savings of the people who are in millions in our country.
He even started a Hindu orphanage during the days of our freedom struggle, as many children were being orphaned due to the dismal life expectancy of just 27 years. He brought sheer joy to the lives of the underprivileged. His relentless efforts transformed the barren land of Manipal to the exciting Manipal University Township. Dr. T.N.A. Pai was passionately driven. He even said all that he was doing was not work, but fulfilling the vision of the Almighty to serve the needy. His sense of social responsibility was complete. He had a belief that the common man had a lot of common sense, and if channeled into productive work, he can be made beneficial to man and society. His idea of vocational training leading to employment was a far-fetched idea. But Dr. Pai was thinking out of the box, ahead of his times. Just like the idea of starting India's first private, self-financing medical college at a time when the country badly needed professionally qualified doctors. Kasturba Medical College, established in 1953, provided equal opportunities for all to study medicine. The Manipal Institute of Technology took birth in 1957, followed by a string of other institutions.
I have been traveling with him in the study of so many high schools and colleges, and it was a great experience for me. It was my practicality. He didn't want everything to be done by the government, and he used to go forward, taking along with him his followers and friends.
Featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not, for establishing the maximum number of institutions in one lifetime, T.M.A. Pai was a man of values, uncompromising in his integrity and honesty of word, deed, and purpose. One of the biggest reasons for his success was his availability to all. His simplicity, friendliness, and sympathy for those in distress. He has set the path of social responsibility on which we are continuing our journey.
To me, it's the most beautiful thing he had done. He never thought that there was a failure. The word failure did not occur in his dictionary. Here is a man that God had perfected. And I always keep saying, the moment he told his mother, Zayat ko ama, which means, okay mother, Manipal was born.
Today, as we carry forward the mantle of his vision and values, we remind ourselves that life itself was his continued inspiration.
Inspired by legend, driven by his vision, that the sky is no limit, 'cause there are footprints on the moon. Learning from life and giving back to it, we serve millions and touch the lives of many more. We transform, empower, nurture and care. As we spread our wings wider, and we grow even bigger, inspired by his legend, driven by his vision. We can proudly say we will soldier on forever, shine ever brighter, soar even higher in our journey of excellence. Inspired by life, inspired by life, for 'cause there are footprints on the moon.
I'm very glad we could see this video together and relish and, be proud of the legacy that we are going to be part of, all of you are going to be part of. I now invite Dr. Shilpa Kalyan, the head of the Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, to usher in the dignitaries, respected Vice-Chancellor of Mahe, Bengaluru, Professor Dr. Madhu Veeraraghavan, the chief guest of the program, Ms. Aarti Rajaratnam, and our Deputy Registrar, Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu, on to the dais. Please, ma'am. Today, we have the 2024 batch and their parents and guardians with us, and your presence is what makes this event truly special. We are delighted to have you here as we embark on this journey to learn, to discover, and to evolve together. This program is packed with interactions and explorations for all of us, and I'm thrilled to guide you through what promises to be a memorable experience. To begin our time together on a meaningful note, we would like to take a moment to pause and reflect on the significance of this occasion for all of us. I invite Ms. Aditri Raghunath, a second-year BA Psychology student from our department, to guide us through the invocation. May we kindly have the BGM for the invocation, please? Thank you, Aditri, for that graceful rendition. Now I invite the dignitaries to kindly come forward and light the ceremonial lamp that symbolizes the pursuit of knowledge, progress, and well-being. I also invite two of our students, Mr. Hari Medha and Ms. Navya Kotish to come and light the lamp representing all of you gathered here. Who laid the foundation for Manipal University's success, Dr. TMA Pai, a distinguished physician, educator, banker and philanthropist. His immense contributions to the society will forever be remembered. I kindly request the esteemed guests to offer a floral tribute as a mark of respect for Dr. TMA Pai. I kindly request the esteemed guests to offer a floral tribute as a mark of respect for Dr. TMA Pai. Thank you all. Department of Dlhs, Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences at Mahe, Bengaluru, has carved a niche space in the liberal education sector in India in a short span by offering a wide range of programs for young minds curious to grow into the future creators of our society and nation. This growth has been steered by Dr. Shilpa Kalyan, the head of the department, and now I invite her to officially welcome you all and set the tone for our time together. Over to you, ma'am. Ellarigu namaskara. Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, dear colleagues, parents and students, on behalf of Team Dlhs, it is my honor to welcome you to Mahe Bengaluru campus. Today, we have amidst us a dynamic personality, Ms. Aarti Rajaratnam, a psychologist and an author. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. I also welcome Professor Madhu Veeraraghavan, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Mahe Bengaluru. And Professor Raghavendra Prabhu, Deputy Registrar and Director Administration, Mahe Bengaluru, to this inaugural event. Dear students, today marks the beginning of an exciting chapter in your lives as you embark on a journey of knowledge, growth, and self-discovery. We are thrilled to have you all join our Dlhs Mahe Bengaluru family. We are here to support you throughout. We understand that you must be experiencing a host of different emotions right now. You're probably excited, yes? How many of you are excited? Nervous? Anyone who's nervous, feeling nervous? Yes? Okay. And maybe a little scared, are you? Okay, so it is perfectly fine, right? So this is a big transition in your life, and it is okay to feel a bit overwhelmed. But I want to assure you that you are not alone. We are here to help you through this transition. Our faculty and staff are dedicated to your success, and we are here with you on this journey. At Dlhs, we believe that education extends far beyond the confines of classrooms and textbooks. It is about nurturing holistic development that encompasses academic excellence, critical thinking, empathy, creativity, and a sense of community. Each of you brings unique experiences, talents, and perspectives, and we are here to encourage you to share all these with your fellow students and faculty members. At Mahe Bengaluru, you will have a myriad opportunities to engage in co-curricular activities, clubs, sports, and social initiatives. These activities will help you discover your passions, refine your skills, and become well-rounded individuals. We encourage you to seize these opportunities with open arms and open minds. Diversity is the cornerstone of our university. With students from over 27 states at Dlhs, we are a melting pot of cultures, traditions, and ideas. Embrace this rich tapestry as it fosters tolerance, understanding, and respect, essential qualities of a global citizen. As you tread on the path of education, challenges may arise and obstacles may seem insurmountable. But remember, it is in overcoming these challenges that you grow and become stronger. Do not hesitate to seek guidance and support when needed. We are here to help you rise above any difficulties you may encounter. Let us remember that your success is not marked and measured by grades or accolades alone, but by the positive impact you make in the lives of others and the world around you. Our hope is that you will not only excel academically, but also become compassionate leaders and responsible global citizens. Students, as you embark on this new chapter, remember that you are the architects of your own destiny. The path you choose to follow and the decisions you make today will significantly influence the person you become tomorrow. Your abilities are undoubtedly important, but it is your choices that will define your character, your legacy, and the impact you make on the world. In the words of J.K. Rowling's Dumbledore, it's our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Your potential is limitless, but it's your choices that will determine how far, how high you soar. Once again, welcome to Mahe Bengaluru family. May this orientation day mark the beginning of an incredible journey of learning, self-discovery, and personal growth. Together, we will build a brighter future for all of us. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shilpa, for such a succinct, yes, yet thought-provoking address. Now, it's my privilege to invite the guest of honor of the day, Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu, the Deputy Registrar and Director of Administration at Mahe Bengaluru, to address the audience. Dr. Prabhu's long-standing association with the Manipal Academy of Higher Education and his visionary leadership is cherished by us all. Dr. Prabhu's connection with the institution began as a student, where he completed his B.Tech and M.Tech in mechanical engineering. His dedication to academic excellence led him to earn his PhD in manufacturing engineering from Mahe in 2014. With over 17 years of experience, including in teaching, research, and administration, he has been instrumental in Mahe's development. He initially worked in the industry before shifting to academia, joining the Department of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering at MIT Manipal in 2005. His administrative skills were evident during his tenure as Assistant Director Academics at MIT from 2015 to 2019, where he played a crucial role in introducing the student life cycle management system and was a key contributor to Mahe's bid for the Institution of Eminence status. In addition to his academic roles, Dr. Prabhu has been deeply involved in student life, serving as a faculty and sports advisor for various student clubs. His enthusiasm for sports highlights his commitment to the holistic development of students. With his extensive experience in academia, research, and administration, Dr. Prabhu is well positioned to offer valuable insights to our new students. I am pleased to welcome Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu to address the audience.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. The chief guest of today's function, Ms. Aarti C. Rajaratnam, the Vice-Chancellor of MLHS and Vice-Chancellor Mahe Bengaluru campus, Professor Dr. Madhu, Veeraraghavan, Dr. Shilpa Kalyan, Head of the Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, esteemed faculty members, staff, ladies and gentlemen, parents, and my dear students. I extend a warm welcome to all the new UG students of Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, a constituent unit of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, an institute of eminence deemed to be university. I congratulate all the new students and their parents for making the right choice, as the future of all the students at Dlhs and Mahe is very bright and assured. The visionary behind the inception of Manipal, the esteemed late Dr. Thonse Madhavanand Pai, pioneered the concept of public-private partnerships way back in 1953. Driven by his conviction in education as a catalyst for transformation, he envisaged a world where education would be within the reach for everyone. Dr. Pai established some of the earliest professional higher educational institutions in the non-governmental, non-missionary, and self-financing sector, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of education. Dr. Ramdas M. Pai, the distinguished son of Dr. T.M.A. Pai and the Chancellor of Mahe, has steered Mahe's evolution into international university town. He took Manipal across many campuses in India and abroad. His outstanding contributions have earned him the prestigious accolades such as the Padma Bhushan Award from the Government of India and Datuk Award from Government of Malaysia. Mahe is one of the largest multidisciplinary universities in India with multiple campuses both domestically and overseas. It prides itself on providing the highest quality of education and an unparalleled student experience. Mahe enjoys high rankings from national and international agencies. In the recently declared NIRF ranking, Mahe has ranked India's top 4th university, and some of our constituent colleges are ranked under top 20 colleges in India in their respective discipline. What began with a medical college in 1953 has transformed into the largest private comprehensive multidisciplinary university in India. Over the years, numerous academic units have been added across various disciplines. In 1993, Mahe earned the status of deemed to be university by UGC. In 2020, Mahe was honored with the prestigious designation of Institution of Eminence by the Government of India in recognition of its significant contributions to higher education. And coming to Mahe Bengaluru campus, so we started the construction of this campus in October 2020. with the intention of starting a full-fledged campus in 2021, but because of COVID, it got delayed, and the first academic block and 2 hostel blocks that came up in 2022. In May 2022, MIT, Manipal Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, so that was brought inside. Initially for 1 year, it was operating from one of our another campus, which is located in Tanisandra, Manipal Academy of Banking. So in May 2022, the first batch of MIT Bengaluru started its classes at Mahe Bengaluru campus. And from then, we added 5 institutions and 3 university teaching departments. Almost with the completion of this admission season, we have around 7,300 students currently on rolls at Mahe Bengaluru, with over 400 dedicated and well-qualified faculty members are in this particular campus serving you all. And at present, we have around 3,800 to 4,000 hostel beds where these many number of students are staying at present in the campus. So Mahe has restructured all the institutions and teaching departments into 3 streams. The first one is the Faculty of Health Sciences, then the Faculty of Technology and Science, Technology and Management, and the third one, Faculty of Management, Humanities, Social Science and Law. So in Mahe Bengaluru campus under Faculty of Health Sciences, we have 2 institutions. One is Manipal Institute of Regenerative Medicine, started in the year 2007, which offers a PG program. It is a research intensive unit. And a Manipal College of Health Professions, started in the year 2010. So again, it is a PG institution offering courses, PG programs in allied health stream. Coming to Faculty of Technology and Science, again under this we have 2 institutions. One is Manipal Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, one of the largest constituent unit at Mahe, Bengaluru, started in the year 2021. And Srishti Manipal Institute of Art, Design and Technology, started in the year 2022. Coming to Faculty of Management, Liberal Arts, Humanities, Social Science and Law, under this we have 5 institutions and teaching departments, all started in the year 2022. TAPI, which is a management institution, TAPI Management Institute, then Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences, Department of Public Policy, Department of Commerce, and Manipal Law School, Bangalore. So we are planning to have 8 academic blocks in this campus. Currently, 4 academic blocks are ready. So with the completion of all 8 academic blocks, it can house around 18,000 to 20,000 students in this campus. Similarly, when it comes to the hostel blocks, currently the 4th hostel block, the 50% of 4th hostel block is ready, and another 50% will be ready by the next academic year. With the completion of all 4 hostel blocks, we'll have around 5,622 beds in this campus, and we are planning to have one more hostel block in this campus with a capacity of around 3,000 to 3,500 beds. Coming to some of the central facilities, we have a state-of-the-art food court just located in the ground floor and first floor of this building. It is called as main food court, and we have a state-of-the-art indoor sports complex which is called as Marina, and administration blocks is coming up. The multi-level car parking facility is also coming up, which can house around 1,700 cars, and some of the utility blocks and the sewage treatment plant, STP, all these are operational. Coming to some of the central facilities, we have a 300-seater auditorium in academic block 4. A library, at present we have a library located at multiple locations. We are planning to have a central library, again that it is under construction, probably within the next 1.5 years, that central library will also be ready. And Dr. Ramdas Ampai Convention Hall, the main food court, the 1,800-seater outdoor amphitheater and marina food court, so all these are ready and operational. Coming to the sports facility, outdoor sports facility, we have a natural turf, leather ball cricket ground, the artificial turf, a well-lit football ground, the basketball courts, tennis courts, volleyball courts, cricket practice pitches, so all these are ready. And just last week, we started this marina, which is the indoor sports complex, which has a basketball, volleyball court, badminton court, table tennis courts, a steam and sauna bath, the gym at multiple locations, and the rooftop tennis court. So Mahe takes immense pride in the achievements of our alumni. The alumni relations team at Mahe and Mahe Bengaluru is earnestly working to establish enduring connections with our alumni base of almost 250,000. Achievements of our alumni continue to make us proud as they hold very important and prestigious positions across the globe. Dr. Ranjan Pai, the president of Mahe Trust and the chairman of MEMG, is in the field of education, healthcare and research. Building upon the group's 7 decades of legacy, he has led its continuous expansion in higher education and healthcare, both nationally and internationally. In closing, I once again congratulate all the new students of Dlhs and extend a very warm welcome to the Manipal family. I wish you all the very best in your academic pursuits. Enjoy your campus life responsibly. Keep yourself fit in body and mind and make the best use of campus life by excelling in your academic work, co-curricular and extracurricular activities and sports. Dlhs has everything you need for a world-class student experience. A warm welcome once again to all the new students and my best wishes for a very bright future to each one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. Your journey as a student at Mahe to a key administrative leader is truly inspiring for our incoming batch, I'm sure. It is now my distinct privilege to introduce our chief guest and keynote speaker, Ms. Aarti C. Rajaratnam. Ms. Aarti is an intuitive, empathetic, and compassionate psychologist, an innovative educator and author. She has a master's in applied psychology with specialization in clinical psychology, childhood and adolescent mental health from the University of Delhi. She's a master practitioner and trainer in neuro-linguistic programming and is also trained in transactional analysis, dream analysis, transpersonal psychology, and counseling. She has advanced certifications in various domains in psychology from the Johns Hopkins University, the University of Minnesota, the University of North Carolina, USA, and the National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Multiple Disabilities. She is an innovative curriculum and education design consultant and has been instrumental in designing innovative and inclusive classrooms and curriculum models in India and abroad. She has had a deeply enriching career spanning over 2 decades, nurturing learning and excellence in over 2 lakh children, 60,000 educators, and innumerable parents. She has set up schools in the rural areas of India to cater to the educational and nutritional needs of first-generation learners. She has played a crucial role in the rehabilitation of over 7,500 children in coastal Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka after the tsunami in 2004, and trained volunteers on psychological first aid after the 2 massive earthquakes in Nepal in 2015. She also works with the Juvenile Justice Board in helping the children to integrate back into society effectively. As an author, she has several books to her credit, including Understand to Communicate, Parenting, Innocence to Innocence, Vanam Todu Duram Than in Tamil, which have been featured in several bestseller lists. Her TV shows on Puduyugam channel is very popular, and it spreads awareness on positive mental health and parenting. She has delivered prestigious talks to her in various institutions in India and abroad, and writes regular columns in leading newspapers and magazines. Dear ma'am, please accept our welcome in this event, and I cordially invite you to address our students and parents on the topic, the power of focus in a hyper-connected but disconnected world. Over to you, ma'am.
Namaste. Vanakkam, good morning. I know that all of you are looking forward to several years of wonderful learning here. It was definitely a beautiful experience to watch the video on Dr. Pai and to share the stage with such beautiful people, and of course to address you. I had the amazing opportunity to also sit there and see how many people are distracted, which leads to my topic today, the power of focus in a world that is hyper-connected but completely disconnected in terms of relationships. Would you agree with me? Yes. So I ran away from the world of academics because I can't sit for very long. And I'm sure many of you can empathize with me on that. But I did use something in my personality, which is a high risk-taking behavior, to make sure, to make sure that my education is used to touch lives. So today I'm going to go through something very, very experiential. I do not have a PowerPoint presentation, primarily because I know from my research that PowerPoint presentations destroy focus first. Do you agree? Yes. So let's start with something hands-on. If you could all stand up. You're going to have a lot of activities because that's the way the brain learns. If you remember, young children never sit down. And somewhere along the way, for the first 2 years of a person's life, we teach them how to walk and how to talk. And then for the rest of their life, we teach them how to sit down and how to shut up. Right? I don't believe in that. And therefore, we're going to start with what my research leads to the 5 levels of learning. And I'd like you to remember this because we're students all through our life. And I know some of you have the privilege of studying in a place that has so many opportunities, but I'm sure many of us will keep learning through life. So there are 5 levels of learning. Unfortunately, when we were in school, college, etc., we were told that you will learn if somebody wrote good, neat, can do better. It doesn't work that way. I hope you know that. Okay? Having said that, I'm going to try and use my voice because I would like to see all of you. Can you hear me in the last row? Go ahead. Oh, okay. Because it's very important that I connect with you. So the whole topic is about connection. Right? So what we're going to do is firstly try and find, I'm going to do something very dangerous. All of you have a phone, a screen with you. I have a phone. I'm going to do something very dangerous. Please take your phone. Please take your phone. Or a screen, a tab, whatever you have. Smartphone, I hope. Not the old ones. I'm sure they're all smartphones, right? That have dumbed down generations, right? Take your phone. Find a partner. Give it to your partner. Listen to the instructions. Give it to your partner. Let your partner take a photograph of you and return the phone back to you. Are the instructions clear? Take your phone, find a partner, preferably not your own, thank you. Preferably not somebody you know very well. Okay? So find a partner, give it to your partner, tell them to take a picture and give the phone back to you. Start. We have very little time. Have you all done that? I know who has finished the task, because those who finished the task did not stop there. You started fiddling with your phone. Yes or no? You went on to an app other than that photograph. Am I right? Yes, please sit down now. Okay. I said dangerous. Just see how much distraction there is right now. When we started, when Sir finished his speech, everybody was listening, all of that. I just gave you your screen for less than 10 seconds. What did you do? Went away from the task at hand into something else, and then after that, you're struggling to come back. All of us struggling with the same thing? So let's try and understand what's happening and how do we reclaim this? We can't stay this way, right? So there are 5 levels of learning, And I'm going to do that experientially because learning is experience. Everything else is information. Information you can find at your fingertips, but experience you can only experience it through your own nervous system, right? So if you can all sit up, close your eyes, please. I know some of you, the younger people, I know your day hasn't started yet. Most of you start at like 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and your parents don't like that. My generation, we are all the larks, the early morning people. Your generation, you're the owls. We can't do anything about it. Your nervous system is wired that way. And I'm happy because that is also something that we will have to evolve into. So with your eyes closed, I'd like you to just breathe in and breathe out, very gently. Nothing yogic and all that, just breathe in, breathe out because it's natural. Pay attention to, are you thirsty? Have you had a drink of water? Can you feel thirst or that you have had enough water? Are you hungry? Are you satiated? Are you okay? Had something very spicy, little acidic? Are you experiencing any aches and pains, tightness in the body? Is your bladder full or empty? That's also something that you need to be aware of, right? And gently open your eyes. Was each sensation different? Was hunger different from thirst? Yes. Is pain different from being comfortable? Now that's the first level of learning. And we call this interoception. Interoception is my awareness of my body's needs. Post-2009, the entire generation that's born after 2009 has difficulties with interoception, which is being wrongly understood as anxiety. Am I making sense to you? How did this start? 2009, the smartphones came. And so every time the baby cried, instead of figuring out whether it was hunger or thirst and how to meet that need, we used a screen to calm them down. Instead of internally regulating things, we started externally regulating things, and we have a huge mental health crisis in our hands. Are you all with me? Yes? Can we go to the second level of learning? Yes? And the only way to develop interoception is discipline. Everyday routines for sleep, eating, etc., so that the body knows how to come back to itself. Am I making sense to all of you? Can you close your eyes again? Now, I'd like you to pay attention to all the sounds that you can hear, apart from my voice. What can you smell? What can you taste? What can you feel on your skin? And with your eyes closed, what can you see? Most people can see with your eyes closed, by the way. And gently open your eyes. Is each sensation different again? Yes. This is the second level of learning. And we've come into air-conditioned rooms and forgotten the joy of experiencing all the senses. In psychology, we have 23 senses, including directional awareness. You have a GPS and you're still lost. That's a special skill, by the way. Okay, jokes apart, that's the second level. So the first is interoception, your awareness of your body's needs and how to meet them. The second is the multisensory experiences that we can have without dumbing ourselves down with one sense, which is the visual. We go to the third level of learning. Can we stand up for this one? And you need to find a partner. Okay, need to find a partner. Turn, face your partner. Now, there's only one rule with the partner. If you find somebody you don't know, it will be perfect, right? Of course, the only other rule, the second rule, I know you're sitting with family, so try and find someone else, right? There's enough for that. So the second rule, okay, all of you busy finding the partner. There are apps that help you swipe left and right now. But having said that, jokes apart, what I need you to do is to find a partner who grew up in a place where you didn't grow up. So for example, it can be, hey, hang on. It can be Bangalore, it can't be Yelahanka. Okay? So if you find somebody from Calcutta, perfect. I hear from her that we have 27 people from 27 states. I'm sure you'll find someone, right? Everybody has a partner? Yes? And I'm sure all of you had all very excited to find your new partner. It's so much more fun than that screen, right? Anyway, so now what I need you to do is, as children, I'm sure all of you played. All of you had like a normal childhood, which was not hooked onto the internet. Great. Now what you'll do is, I'm sure you played using your whole body, right? So can you teach your partner 3 games you played using the whole body? Okay, so it can be the hands, it can be the legs. No lectures. Lectures are for the classrooms. Here, I want you to play. Can we start very quickly? 3 games that you played as a child. Please teach your partner. Okay? I said 3 games. Okay, group, can we come back? Yes. Okay, I said 3 games, and when you started, you wondered, will I remember 3 games? You know, I was like, I can do a clapping, I can do that. But the moment you started playing, your brain brought back so many more things, and then like, one more game. Yes? And then if you noticed, all of you were genuinely connecting with the other person. You were not just doing, activity abhi khatam ho jayega, like, it was not that. You were saying, okay, let me teach this one more thing. And then you said, there's a song, I used to play this with my brother. There was so much. And you noticed all of you were smiling. Am I making sense to you? It's as simple as that. Am I making sense to you? The 4th level, this is the 3rd level of learning, at the level of the musculoskeletal system, at the level of movement, at the level of muscle memory. The more you use gadgets, your muscle memory is going down, which is why we have more and more children being diagnosed with conditions they don't have. Are you with me? Yes. Now you have your partner, right? Turn to that same partner. We go to the 4th level of learning. The 4th level of learning, please pay a compliment to that partner. Have a conversation where you're complimenting each other. Okay. It was a small conversation. Okay. I know the orientation is till 3:30, but it's a short conversation. Nobody wants to stop now. Okay. Can we come back? Yes. Now, how does that feel? Feels good? Yes? And I've not done anything magical. They were just the same 30 seconds, 10 seconds. Now, okay, now one group is connected here and connecting to another group, okay? And that's really good. But could I, just for the sake of the experience, to give a completion of the experience, could I please request you to insult the same partner? Oh, okay. That doesn't happen so easily, right? Please sit down. If you notice, nothing that I shared today was more than 10 seconds. None of the tasks, none of the activities were more than 10 seconds. And yet, they make you come alive. How is your energy level now? Much more connected to yourself. And that's all it is. The 4 levels: interoception, the body's needs, sensory awareness, muscle memory, and emotionality. When these 4 are balanced, the 5th level of learning takes care of itself, which is learning at the level of the cortex for your exams and tests. Are you with me? Yes. This is what we have gone away from because we've placed our entire attention somewhere else. It's not time management we need anymore. It's focus management. It's attention management. And there are entire industries that are employing attention managers to manage your attention. Because they gain from engagement. Keeping you hooked on is the only way they gain something. And this entire form of capitalism that is emerging is surveillance capitalism. Are you with me? And we're becoming victims without our knowledge. So my research started with that, and I realized, why is it so addictive? Why do you go on to one reel, and then why does that reel take you to 50 different reels? And how did you just lose 1.5 hours? How did you get onto one series, binge-watched it, and lost 15 days of your life? I know you're all Netflix, I don't have it on my phone, but I know that it happens. All of you can relate to what I'm saying. How did this happen? It's because it is closest. I'm a neuroscientist myself, and it is the closest to the mind. The internet survives because it mimics the mind. When you're just randomly sitting down, you have one thought, 10, 15 seconds later, another thought, and you just go around. The internet was designed to mimic the mind so that you are not aware of the addiction that happens. All of you very silent. Am I making sense to you? Yes. So let's try and understand focus, again with a set of activities. Because I want you to carry this back, not just to your homes, but to colleagues, to friends, because this is something that can only start with us. Are you with me? So there are 3 components of focus that I've researched, and they're by and large the most important ones. Okay? So what I'd like you to do, as you're sitting down, and this one is a sitting down activity. Otherwise, I was planning to give you a 6-pack at the end of it. But then Sir spoke about Marina, so I said I'll leave it for that. Okay? But jokes apart, sorry, you have to put up with the humor as well. It's a little sad, but you'll have to tolerate it. Okay? But having said that, what I need you to do is, as you're sitting down, we'll play it as a game. Would you like to play it as a game? Yes? So please stand up. Okay, the group is very enthused about the activity, so let's play it. Okay, this time, what you will do, turn face your partner. Okay, turn face, this can be a familiar partner, it need not be the same partner, all of that. Just turn and face a partner, and take a photograph of your partner. You're going to take, not photograph on your phone. Oh God, I have to be careful with the words. With your eyes. Okay, so you're going to, now the moment I said photograph, everybody took it out. Now, I'm from a generation where photograph was only 36 films on, one film that you loaded, and if you loaded it in the light, you lost all the pictures, right? So, with your eyes, as the camera, let me be specific, please take a photograph of your partner. Okay? Very quickly, just 30 seconds. And if you're 3 people, it's fine. You can still take a photograph, right? Okay, ready everyone? Quickly take a photograph of your partner. Okay? And both of you have taken photographs of each other. Turn away from each other so that you can't see each other, and change something very small in your appearance. Change something very small in your appearance. Okay? Turn away, no copying, no cheating. Okay, turn away, change something very small in your appearance. Okay, don't, if I'm wearing glasses, don't remove glasses, no. That's not small, it's very obvious. Something very small, right? My t-shirt was tucked in, I just removed a little bit. Small change. Okay, ready everybody? Now turn, face your partner, find out the change. And those who found out, please sit down. You can sit down. Okay? Some of you didn't find out. You're just wondering, kya badla hai, kuch bhi nahi. That's also fine. So So the first aspect of focus, some of you are still figuring out kya varla hai. Right. But it's actually a very simple activity, not something like rocket science, but still very important for the brain, because the first kind of focus is called attention to detail. Am I able to pay attention to detail? The moment you go onto screens, your attention to detail goes down by 97%. And that's why forgetting goes up. We call it screen inferiority. The moment you go onto a screen, my research shows that when you're looking at a small screen, whether it's a tab, it's a phone, your eyes, your oculomotor muscles freeze in one place. Okay? So it's called the ocular lock. The moment you have the ocular lock, your auditory channels are cut off. And when you see a child watching a cartoon or with Netflix, you try calling them 100 times. And then you've been screaming there, and then, Amma, did you call me? Many parents know that. That's because of the ocular lock. Your visual sense is frozen, and this is evolution-wise what a deer goes through when it's looking at the predator, the lion. It's a fright-flight cortisol response. All of you are very silent suddenly. All of the language-related problems that we are seeing in the clinical setting now are because children are experiencing more and more ocular lock and less access to language. I know this is serious silence. We've also forgotten how to have genuine conversations, haven't we? The first aspect of focus is attention to detail. As often as possible, please take away screens. Look for small details in your environment. It's the first, and it can involve any sense. The second aspect of focus, those of you who have a notebook and pen, you can use it. Otherwise, we'll just draw in the air. Okay? Can you put your hand out? I need you to draw the profile of a horse or a dog. Luckily, you're drawing in the air, otherwise I have donkeys, right? But I'm just kidding. But anyway, I need you to draw the profile of a dog or a horse. In the air, you're drawing. Those of you who have a book can try in a book. And you'll notice, though the task is like that, most of you are able to sustain attention from when you start to when you end. Those who have difficulties with focus, somewhere in the middle you're like, what is she talking? Then what happened here? Don't know. Right? The second aspect of focus is the ability to initiate a task and complete it without losing the ability to see the big picture. Are you all with me? And the third aspect of focus, what I need you to do is to, we'll have to stand, I'm sorry. Okay? I'd like you to stand, look around the room, and find 3 familiar faces. 3 familiar faces. Look around you. 3 familiar faces. Oh, you have ma'am there. Okay, I'm going to hide. Right. Okay, the moment you saw the familiar face, you're waving, you're smiling. Excellent, please sit down. This is the third aspect of focus. Yeah. The third aspect of focus, the most important of the 3, ability to focus while filtering distraction. There were a sea of faces. You drowned out everything that was unfamiliar, looking for what is familiar. Right? As human beings, when we understand that these are the 3 aspects of focus, our productivity in tasks goes up by 90%. Screens drown out all 3. Are you with me? Yes. So, we've given you a huge chunk of what the problem is. But what are the solutions? There must be a solution to all of this. Right? We start with the 5 levels of learning. Interoception. Please stop having people to motivate other people. If you run companies, if you head HR teams, please stop motivational talks. What we need are people who will remind us what discipline is. Because discipline can take you where motivation can't. Am I making sense to all of you? Right? It's the everyday small habits that can add up phenomenally to what you can do. So in terms of a prescriptive, start with the discipline. The everyday small things, don't suddenly go today totally charge and say, from tomorrow I'm going to sleep like, no. You'll forget by the time you leave that room. You just need one notification. You know, the research lately, one of the American scientists has shown us that most people, my first research on attention span, young children below the age of 10 can focus for age plus 3 minutes. Age plus 3 minutes, so a 5-year-old could focus for 8 minutes. It went down gradually, now even for adults. Okay, by the way, that doesn't mean my mother who was 80 years old could sit for 87 minutes, no, not like that. Okay, the maximum was 15 minutes at any given time. But now it's less and less and less, and we notice that at every third minute max, third minute, you either have a notification or you imagine a notification. All of you can relate to that feeling, right? So this is what we've done to our nervous system. So coming back to discipline, having multisensory experiences, including cooking, not ordering out from an app, but actually going through the whole process of using the multisensory things, getting down to actual tasks that use your hands. We know that the hand needs a brain, the brain needs a hand. Are you with me? Could I go out a little bit and give you a small story for that, if you're okay with the story? So several years back, we've all heard of NASA. NASA has a subsidiary company called JPL, which has all its innovation-related missions. So in one particular year, a few years back, all the senior scientists were retiring, and they went to MIT, Caltech, the best of the best, got the gold medalists and all of them. And for the next 4 years, no innovation happened. They knew that their recruitment was wrong. So then they got Nate Jones, a psychologist, to assess, and he did what's called a play history analysis, and he found that the first generation of NASA scientists, JPL scientists, were born after the Great Depression and the World Wars. So they had no toys. Whatever they found in their environment, they created into toys, and they were innovators. The next generation were born when these Olympiads had already started. Science Olympiad, Math Olympiad, certification programs, courses, which did not have exploration. And therefore, their innovation dipped. Are you with me? No matter how much AI comes in, our research points to the fact that if you do it hands-on, your brain is still going to be way ahead. But if you're going to be fed information, your ability to think through things will go down. Are you with me? That's where the 5 levels of learning contribute. So there are 3 simple prescriptives. The first is inner focus. Am I able to sit with uncomfortable emotions? Am I able to sit with my thoughts? Am I able to work through things? That's the first. If I'm able to do this, I've already conquered 50% of the journey. The second is outer focus. Am I able to look around in my environment, be sensitive to things that I can change and retain? Are you with me? It could be sensations, it could be different things that I experience. But the third, the most important, if I have my inner focus and my outer focus in place, my other focus, my focus into the relational aspect of life increases. And the more my relational aspect of life increases, and by that I don't mean you all need to become extroverts. In your introversion, you'll still find your tribe, right? If you have the inner focus and the outer focus as discipline every day, your other focus develops, and your need to rely on distractions goes down. I hope my short talk was useful. I thank everybody for the opportunity to share. Thank you.
Now it has become almost very difficult to, part with you, ma'am. We wish we would have more opportunities to engage, in a more like conducive atmosphere where we don't have chairs and seats like this, and we hope to meet you again. I really want to thank you for, the availability, the humility with which you came and engaged. And as a token of our appreciation and gratitude, I would request Pro Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Madhu Veeraraghavan, to provide a small token of our appreciation to Dr. Aarti, Ms. Aarti C. Rajaratnam. Thank you, sir. Now I invite the Pro Vice-Chancellor of our institution, Professor Dr. Madhu Veeraraghavan, to deliver the presidential address. As we all know, his visionary leadership role at Mahe has been pivotal in the substantive and rapid growth achieved by our institution, as proven by the recent NIRF rankings included. I invite Professor Dr. Madhu Veeraraghavan. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. I'm very sure after the series of activities, you guys are completely up, right? Okay, so Aarti, thank you very much for being here today and for an amazing 15 minutes. I think in those 15 minutes, I tried not to touch my phone. I've been trying to practice to stay away from the gadget. I recently did a 12-hour course with a very senior therapist. And he taught me a 30, 60, 90 rule, which is when you get up for the first 30 minutes, you don't touch your phone. When you go back home, for the 60 minutes that you go back home, you don't touch your phone. And 90 minutes before you go to bed, you don't touch your phone. So it works for normal people, but crazy people like me, who don't sleep very much at all, I think it becomes a problem. But I've been trying to work on that, but this is really excellent. So before I just ramble on with something that I drafted for you guys today, when my kids were born, both were born in Melbourne in 2005 and 2008. And that time there were no smartphones. I mean, there were, but I had a BlackBerry. And there were no games. So even when children, my kids, I used to feed them, it would not be a gadget, right? It would be a story, it would be something to rhyme, it would be something you'd play, a CD that you'll play or something like that. But I have friends who've got 3-year-old kids, and without a telephone, without a smartphone, nothing moves. And they probably are better at using that phone than the parent themselves. So, I mean, I don't know where it goes, but whatever it is, it's not a great thing. Gadgets is pretty much ruining our lives. It is good to have it at a limited sort of availability, and I scream at my kids. I'm from the ground floor to the first floor. Maruti, come down. They're busy on their headphones, watching Netflix. They have no clue what's happening. Yeah, this is anyway. So we'll probably have more conversations about that. Firstly, I want to congratulate you, all of you, for making it to Mahe. Perhaps a big round of applause would be good. Congratulations also to Mahe for 2 reasons. One, for now just being ranked 4th by the Government of India, recently announced NIRF rankings, which is a very prestigious thing. And also for choosing you. I remember recently, just a month or so ago, we did Mahe Unfiltered at 4 Seasons. I'm guessing those famous 5 guys were probably there somewhere there who ate my head off with questions. I think they're still there. I can see them. So thank you. Great. See, that's the focus, and that's the attention to detail, and that's the eye for detail as well. Okay, so to all the parents, what I would request is I'm not going to play any activities that Aarti has done. I'll give you a boring talk. At 5 o'clock today, I would like all the parents to assemble here. We have an absolutely open interaction with you. I'll have Shilpa and the team, faculty, and also my other colleagues from transport, from hostel, everybody else will be here. So please make sure you come into this room at 5 o'clock. You can shoot questions. For 2 days, we did that with MIT, and many of these issues got solved. I'm sure you'll have some questions as well, so I invite you to come at 5 o'clock this evening. So here's my short talk that I prepared for you. Some things are controversial, as I normally do. Otherwise, there is no fun in life. So I'll explain why I have drafted what I've drafted. Science is better for society than arts. Okay, I'll start with something like that, okay? Shilpa won't necessarily agree with some things I'm going to say to you, but I'll counter myself, okay? To all of you who have hitched their lives to the arts, humanities, and social sciences, I have a special word of congratulations. When the whole world is smitten by STEM, medicine, and management, my background is management. I'm a professor of finance, a trained financial economist. You have shown immense foresight, faith, and fortitude in making your present choices. When I gave my talk for the MIT 2 days, I spoke about choices, just the word choice, and I sort of elaborated that. Pro-STEM attitudes assume the liberal arts are quaint, impractical, often elitist. They major in English literature, and always self-indulgent, while STEM fields are practical, technical, and represent at once the future and a proper earning potential. Go get a job. What would you do with English literature? What job would you get? It's the sort of conversations that parents have, and those parents who've really pushed their kids to picking up, STEM sort of stuff, right? In my view, this is false and very misleading dichotomy. STEM disciplines are definitely part of liberal arts. Math and science are liberal arts. If you look at the ancient world and medieval world, you will understand that when we speak about liberal arts, we know them that they're composed of grammar, logic, rhetoric, music, arithmetic, geometry, and astronomy. All of those are part of liberal arts. I don't know in which part of the century this became known as STEM, non-STEM sort of disciplines, but I guess, and remember, music mostly dealt with numerical relationships through sound, was more akin to what we would today call physics. The value of liberal arts education is not so much in the content, but it's rather in the mode that it gets taught, and experiential learning that Aarti just did demonstrates, in fact, not just in liberal arts, but even in management. Much of it is now being focused on what we call experiential learning, not just rote learning that you guys are used to at school when you'll memorize everything, vomit in an examination, get an A+, come out of the room and you wouldn't have a clue what you wrote, because that's what you were trained to do, right? One may become the brightest technologist, but at the end of the day, the questions one have to answer are, who am I? What am I here for? And to answer them, one turns to you and your choice that you've just done at Dlhs. The best surgeon still has questions about his ancestry, her roots, their traditions. They will come to you if you have chosen to study sociology. Some of the greatest wealth creators have given their everything to help their fellow beings raise their vision, quality, and abilities. What drives them, if not their deep appreciation of humanities? So many scientists are hypnotized by classical music. We had an amazing student today, give a brilliant rendition. So many top engineers quit their careers and include or incubate not-for-profits. Topics such as hunger, development, economic history, migration, that were not taken seriously just a century back, are now the critical keywords in any major discussion at the highest levels. Your subject, if you're training to be an economist. Whether you're a farmer, a taxi driver, an industrialist, or a professor like me, once an election is announced, you all articulate your deepest political convictions and views. How to understand these views, opinions, and make sense of them will be your forte if you have chosen to study politics. I was told, and I'm willing to believe, if Shilpa assures me today of its veracity, that AI will not be able to dent any of the areas chosen by you. That's a great tribute to what I call natural intelligence. You'll make me a happy person if you stick to your choices, excel in them, and make the best of the time here at Mahe and beyond. This is your first step in your journey into the world of knowledge, thought, speech, action, and achievement. Call it my blessing, call it good wishes, or a psychic benediction. There is psychology for you, for your journey. You have it in plenty. Do well. We are here to assist you in doing just that. That's all I wanted to say to you. So I normally don't speak very much. You can now give me an applause. Now to what I had not drafted. Mahe as a university is known for obviously medicine and for engineering, and very in recent times for management. Mahe is not known for humanities or social sciences, liberal arts. It's just in the last couple of years, we have decided to change the focus and provide this very interesting sort of area, discipline, where we want to see Mahe to be a comprehensive university. So in my two jobs that I do, two roles that I have, one is the Pro Vice-Chancellor of Management, Liberal Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, where there's a huge set of departments in Manipal, which I had, Department of Languages, Department of Philosophy, Manipal Center for Humanities, Manipal Center of Communication, Geopolitics, International Relations. I had all these departments, European Studies, and the entire Bangalore campus I had. And my vision, which I very clearly articulated to the university, that what I want to do in my tenure as the first PVC of MLHS is to make Mahe a destination of choice for students who want to come and do liberal arts, humanities, and social sciences. Why is it a student has to choose an Ashoka? Why is it a student has to choose a Shivnada or Azim Premji, any of those schools? Why is it a student who completes his or her undergraduate at MCH in Manipal goes to Oxford, Cambridge, Berkeley, Princeton, MIT, Stanford, Brown, Rice, Melbourne, Sydney, to all these wonderful schools? The reason being, we haven't had much focus on this group. And therefore, it is my absolute vision and desire to make Mahe, Bengaluru, and all the departments that I had in Manipal in the space to be the top 5 within the next 5 years. Anyone who decides to come should come to Mahe, not because they did not make it to Ashoka or to any other school, but genuinely because we have an amazing faculty, great infrastructure, and all the ecosystem that you need to pursue what you want to pursue. I have 2 children. My oldest son got admission in NYU, Stanford, Brown, Imperial, King's, LSE, name the schools in the world, he's got a seat on his own. Harvard second list, right? He just missed out. Oxford he missed and Cambridge he missed. But every other school in UK and in the US he has in, right? Dartmouth, Minnesota, name it, he's got it. Berkeley, UC Davis, Irvine, Chicago, everywhere. He picked up a program called Economics and Psychology, right? He runs an NGO of his own. He's got 3 books that he's written. And he said, look, I don't want to do what you do, which is nonsense management. I want to do something that I like. I said, absolutely, do what you like. So he's got the programs of his choice. He's off to Melbourne now to pursue a fully waived fee for the next 4 years, including a position to go to NYU to study, and then he wants to Kennedy School to do some stuff, and then to Cambridge. So your generation, you kids, and he's 17, he's just 18, people have really mapped out your careers, which is wonderful to see, largely because you got so much information available to you, which we did not have when we were growing up. And that's good, that's fine. There is no problem. It's just that if you use the information the way you want to use it, in the right way, you can actually do some great things. So what I'm trying to tell you is I'm so proud that both my children. The younger one is also studying at year 11 and with their Shilpa, and he's picked up sociology, anthropology, English, economics, management, but he also wants to do something along these lines. And this is where I see where the future is. I mean, can you imagine Infosys, Cognizant, Wipro, these guys are screaming their lungs off about STEM. Are you telling me there is no non-technical employees in these places? They don't work? They don't? Can you imagine any of the organizations in the world, including governmental organizations, devoid of these sorts of people, people like you, who would make an absolutely amazing difference in these organizations? You think we don't need them? So I cannot understand this absolutely ridiculous and half-baked mentality that other than STEM, nothing exists in the world. I think it's crazy. And half those guys, STEM guys, are not even employable. Have a look. I'm not joking. If you pick up the India survey, it'll tell you 60% of STEM grads are not employable. So where do these guys go? You know what they do? Because I was a director for TAPME 6 years before I came here, right? So when you ask them, why did you leave engineering and come to management? Sir, I want to manage people. But you don't know anything about people. Who am I going to manage? Why did you do engineering? That was not my choice. That was my parents' choice. This is my choice. So a lot of engineers don't even work. They immediately sit their CAT, ZAT, GMAT, GRE, take up a management program, go to IIM or come to TAPME or XLR or ISP Jain, finish their MBA, then go to the US, do their PhDs in finance, and work for JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. I'm not joking. Check it out. If you don't believe me, pick up every Nobel laureate, right from Eugene Fama, whose first degree was in Romantic languages and French. He's the only person I know who did non-STEM. Otherwise, everybody has a first degree in BTech or MS in industrial engineering, PhD in finance from Cornell or somewhere else, and professors in finance now. But they have no idea why they did engineering, many of them. Right? Anyway, I want to wish you the very best. You have an amazing career here. Raghavendra already showed you what sort of a brilliant campus we have. If you're staying in the hostels, you've had some issues, I agree. There are some things to be done in the hostel. It's going to take us a few more days. There are issues with the lifts. That's getting ready. So that is the reason I think it's good to have interaction with parents this evening at 5 o'clock. You may have other questions about academics. I'm going to get Shilpa and the team to be here as well. But I want to congratulate you on your choice. And I want to congratulate Mahe also for picking you as a student to come to Mahe. Thank you very much. Wishing you a great tenure. And I want to thank all of you again. And thank you, Aarti, and for the fantastic talks. All the very best.
Thank you very much, sir, for that energetic speech, as you called it, but it is much more than a speech. And now you would understand why I postponed introducing sir to after the, speech he delivered, because by my short experience here, I know how he's going to mesmerize you with his very candid and open ideas. Now you're going to imbibe each word I'm going to read out, I know. Professor Madhu Veeraraghavan, as you know, is the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Mahe Manipal for Management, Law, Humanities and Social Sciences, and for the entire Mahe Bangalore campus from the 1st of April 2023. He also holds the position of TA Pi Chair, Professor of Finance at TA Pi Management Institute, also known as TAPME, and Dr. TMA Pi Endowment Chair in Management Research. He held the position of Director of TAPME from 2017 till 2023. Professor Veeraraghavan holds an MBA in Finance and Investments and a PhD in Finance. With over 20 years of experience in world-class business schools, he believes that business schools should work for outcomes that support the mission of the school. His research interests are in the areas of corporate finance, behavioral finance, and the interplay between auditing and finance. He is a referee for several leading accounting and finance journals. Professor Veeraraghavan has published over 50 papers in international journals and presented his work in top conferences in finance and accounting. His work has appeared in elite journals such as the Accounting Review, Journal of Financial Economics, Contemporary Accounting Research, Journal of Financial and Quantitative Analysis, and many more. He's also revising manuscripts for Management Science, Journal of Corporate Finance, Journal of Banking and Finance, and the Journal of Empirical Business. Professor Veeraraghavan has obtained research funding for over 500,000 Australian dollars from the Australian Research Council Discovery Grant Scheme and the Australian Research Council Linkage Grant Scheme. He has won many awards for his work in both national and international conferences. Recently, he has been ranked 180th, breadth 12, meaning the ranking is based on publications in the top accounting journals in the last 12 years. Ranked 180 in the world in the Brigham University 2022 Accounting Research Rankings for his contributions to accounting research. He's also a recipient of the AICTE 2021 award, awarded by the Honorable Minister of Education, Government of India. The Social Science Research Network has announced that Professor Veeraraghavan is ranked in the top 10% of the authors around the world. And now you know why we are honored and how do we celebrate our visionary leadership at Mahe. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that brilliant speech and inspiring, provocative speech, in fact. Now we are drawing to the conclusion of the inaugural session of our orientation. The orientation is not over. We are going to start with the actual orientation programs now. And as we conclude this, I invite Dr. Sunayan Bhattacharjee, Associate Professor and Academic Coordinator for Media Programs at Dlhs, to deliver the vote of thanks, which will be followed by the national anthem.
Hello everyone. I have a question to the psychologist. Can I proceed with this now or should I wait for a Q&A session?
Sir, I request you, due to the paucity of time, could we continue the conversation during the tea break?
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am would be delighted to talk to you right after we break.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. And so said the celebrated American media personality Oprah Winfrey. Indeed, believe in yourself and no one can stop you from creating history. My dear students, from here on, the only road ahead is up. It was simply a pleasure welcoming you all to the Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences under the Bengaluru campus of Manipal Academy of Higher Education. A new beginning beckons you all. In this regard, we are sincerely grateful to Ms. Aarti Rajaratnam for gracing the event with her motivational presence and an immensely enlightening talk. It is always a pleasure to hear Professor Dr. Madhu Veeraraghavan, the Pro Vice-Chancellor of Mahe Bengaluru, who has the uncanny ability to chart a clear path for learners and make them yearn for an exciting life ahead. His dynamism and outstanding leadership skills have been instrumental. Thank you, sir, for being there and motivating the students. Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu, the Deputy Registrar and Director Administration of Mahe Bengaluru, has always been a pillar of strength. His unconditional support played a key role in making today's event a resounding success. Thank you, sir, for your support. This event would not have been possible without Dr. Shilpa Kalyan, the dynamic head of Dlhs, guiding the entire team in organizing today's event. She has been tirelessly pushing the cause of liberal arts education in Dlhs right from the department's inception. We sincerely thank the organizing team for today's event, led by Dr. Ardra NG and Dr. Shivalika Agarwal, for putting up the wonderful event. We are also immensely thankful to the General Services and IT teams for assisting in the flawless organization of Aarambh. Let us also take a moment to thank Ms. Aditri Raghunath for her melodious rendition of the invocation. The admissions and the marketing team, both at the university and the department levels, worked day in and day out to make this day happen. Let us also thank Dr. Ardra NG, the MC of the event, for her graceful presentation of the event. Last but not the least, nothing would have been possible without the active support of our new students and their parents. Cheers to all of you, and cheers to the days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sunaim. Now we'll all rise for the national anthem.
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
We will now take a short tea break. Refreshments are available outside the auditorium. And I request all of you to be back as soon as possible within 10 minutes because we have a lot of exciting and informative sessions waiting for us. Thank you all. hand mic. Good afternoon, all of you. Welcome back. We shall quickly have an overview of the academic regulations and a few facilities that are available for students in the department. So the information that would be shared now will be critical for your journey throughout as a student at Dlhs. And of course, for communication between parents and your ward will also be guided by the information that we share in the coming few sessions. So just to start with, it's fine. I'm just waiting for a few parents to. So yes, thank you. Most of you would have attended our webinars. You've been attending bridge classes in the last 2 weeks. We are happy to receive some interesting positive feedback on the bridge classes. The last few sessions that we've had has helped bond between teachers and students. You've started interacting with teachers already, so I see some of you recognizing teachers, meeting them and having an interaction with them. I'm sure there are many more sessions in store, and a few things about the department I'm sure by now you already are familiar, but I'll be taking you through some of the key highlights. This is extremely important. Mahe values, Manipal values, what we believe and what we stand for. This is something that every student, every member of the Mahe community will be expected to imbibe. The value of integrity, transparency, quality, teamwork, execution with passion, and humane touch. So everything that we do at Mahe is guided by these principles. The vision of the Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, we started the department in the year 2022, and we believe in ensuring, fostering discovery, diffusion and application of knowledge, and to prepare our students to be critical, innovative and dynamic thinkers and engaged global citizens. This is our vision statement, and we wish to achieve this through a learner-centered approach by building a strong base for academic excellence and professional skills in the domain of each of the disciplines, each of the programs that you are pursuing.
The objectives of the department, and all these are something that we have also highlighted on our web pages, and you've familiarized yourself on different fora. But just to reiterate some of the objectives that we stand by. Is there an issue, sir? Okay. We wish to empower our students and to maximize their potential towards academics and ethical conduct in their professional standards. We also wish to imbibe research and creative scholarship in our students to synergize transdisciplinary collaborations, and we would wish to ensure creating an inclusive learning environment. How we have been implementing this and how we are doing this is something that I'll be sharing in a few slides in the next few minutes. And we also intend to build resilience, sensitivity, and critical thinking in our students. So most of the activities that we do are guided by some of the objectives, some of the principles that we have been, we have been mindful about. So to give you an overview of the programs at DLHS, we offer single major and double major programs. Single major in psychology, English, and journalism and mass communication. Double major programs in history, sociology, political science, and economics. You are aware you've already enrolled into one of these programs. We also have postgraduate programs in MA Multimedia and Communication, MA English Language and Literature, and this year onwards we have launched MSc Applied Psychology. We also have doctoral programs in different disciplines, including media and communication, to clinical psychology, to gender studies, and diverse range of areas. We do have research scholars pursuing their doctoral research in different areas. In terms of few statistics, in terms of the enrollment at DLHS, in 2022 we started with a student strength of 45 NUG and 10 PG students. Last year, our enrollment stood at almost 250. That would include 3 PhD scholars. And this year, we have a student enrollment of almost 250 UG and 200 PG students, with the total strength of the department moving to almost 750. So this is in the third year of our, being on this campus. In terms of faculty recruitment, faculty strength, when we started with a team of 2 faculty members, and today we have a faculty base of almost 44 faculty members from different disciplines, different domains, different expertise. You will be introduced to all of them in coming slides. The student-faculty ratio at DLHS is 1:16. We have faculty members coming from different parts of the country. So this is in line with the student diversity at DLHS. I've already informed you how we have students coming from over 25 states in this cohort, in this batch. But in the earlier batches also had students coming from the other states as well. So we have representation almost from every state of the country. So that's the rich diversity which we appreciate. And in terms of gender diversity at DLHS, we have almost 79% female and 21% male population among students in this batch. So that also coincides with the faculty gender ratio in the department. In terms of the program highlights, we have, of course, most of you have had interactions, personal interactions with, faculty members, with the admission team. Some of you had met me also. I mean, we've had interactions at different levels, and I'm sure the reasons why you have enrolled into DLHS are some of these areas where we have assured of engaging and dynamic pedagogy, pedagogical practices, be the qualified staff that we have. I know most of you have gone through our website and looked at the faculty profiles, so you're aware of the highly qualified faculty members that we have in the department, the internship support that we offer, and the full-fledged placement team that will be in place. very soon in terms of industry and institutional collaborations that we already have and that we have already chalked a roadmap for the coming years. We also look at a lot of student-centric multidisciplinary activities, so be it in terms of clubs, in terms of engagement sessions. One of the examples was the session that you had this morning. So what Aarti was doing, though she was a psychologist, I'm sure all students here were able to relate and integrate what she was trying to talk. It made sense to all of us, right? So that is the multidisciplinarity in terms of approach that we offer. Be it the fieldworks or project that you do, that you take up, experiential learning is extremely important, hands-on learning. So more than what is taught in the classes in form of theory, you would be experiencing it hands-on outside. The community outreach programs that we also have are some of the things that will help you navigate through the programs. The most important component when somebody asks me what is your promise for internship or placement, we always tell how we empower students to be employable. That is what we primarily focus on. So how do we achieve doing that? So we have a strong industry connect activities where we invite resource persons from the industry, different domains to conduct, be it guest lectures or industry visits that we organize, or workshops, or certificate courses, or internship programs, capstone projects. I mean, all these are endeavors which will bring you closer to the industry. So it is about how each of the student makes the most of these opportunities that makes a difference. Because opportunities are the same. You are attending all the sessions that are facilitated for you, but then how you make the most, how you connect with these experts, how you make sense of what is being conveyed is something that you will have to handle. It's something that is in your hands entirely. So some of the key highlights of the journey so far that we've had in the department, Dlhs has been at the forefront and leading some of the key events at the university level, be it the TEDx, the first maiden event, TEDx event on Mahe, Bengaluru campus. We also hosted W20 Women Leaders Conclave on campus. We had the Manipal International Literary and Arts Festival that was in 2023 last year. So all these events, we had our students playing critical role in connecting with people, in organizing, planning, execution at different levels. So they were all amazing learning experiences that you take forward, right? So some of the performances that we have hosted so far. Among this, if you would see the play by Abhinaya Club of Dlhs, which is a theatre club, they put up a play, that was their completely, entirely student-led production from the club. So you do have a lot of opportunities to express yourselves. Expression is extremely important. As a student of liberal arts, the key, defining feature of an individual is how well you can express yourself, right? How well you voice what you would want to say, be it whatever profession you choose in this domain. That's extremely important, and theatre pedagogy is one of the important areas. We've also had our students being actively involved in activities like Mental Health Week, which is coming up in October. We have a lot of activities being planned, and students will be part of these activities. The suicide prevention awareness initiatives that again, our students take. So these are all student-led activities. So this is something that comes from you. Right? These are opportunities for you to build your portfolio in the coming years. Some of the internships that our students have done in the last 1 or 2 years, at different organizations representing the media and communication industry, psychology internships, be it the industrial psychology side or the clinical psychology, counseling psychology, different domains, different organizations catering towards that, be it teaching, content, journalism, media organizations, several organizations our students have managed to intern.
We also have MOUs signed with some of the organizations which have been actively engaging with us, be it conducting the foreign language courses. We offer courses in German, Spanish, and French. It's a 3+3 6-credit course that a student does in the second and third semester. For students who do not wish to take up foreign language, you can also take up Sanskrit, so that option is there. We are also exploring to introduce other languages as well. Korean and Mandarin, Japanese are the ones that are being considered. We also have a collaboration with an organization called LabourNet, where our capstone projects were facilitated by LabourNet, the result of which was we had almost 50% of the students who did project with LabourNet were offered placements by Sambhav. And our students are doing extremely well there. I'm talking about the first postgraduate batch which graduated this year. We also have collaborated with Manipal Foundation and Empower, ISIC, and we do have many more collaborations in the pipeline. Just last week we hosted session, a panel discussion on the union budget and inclusive growth. Our students were part of it, the higher semesters were part of it. So we've already commenced with activities for the current academic year, and you have also been part of bridge classes. So this is something how life at Dlhs is going to be filled, brimming with a lot of activities. We are in talks with collaborating with organizations like Pearson, Spastic Society, and several other organizations. Some of the community engagement programs, social outreach programs that we have been involved in. Our MA English students have been actively engaging with the school children, government school children in and around this vicinity, in Gantaganahalli, Yelahanka area, where they are teaching children functional English. So the response has been so overwhelming that there has been more requests from some of the other schools to conduct these classes on a regular basis. So this is where your involvement with the community is. So we are planning to extend this opportunity to students across disciplines. So this is one opportunity you have. Our psychology students, part of the social psychology course, also engage with the community. They work on several projects early on in organizations like, in NGOs or old age homes and several organizations. So this brings them closer to the realities, the harsh realities of the world. So they're more grounded because this is who they will be working with when they move out of here. Some of the extracurricular and co-curricular activities at Dlhs, among the cultural activities, we have Freshers Day. We'll be soon hosting Freshers Day for all of you. There are other activities that the cultural committee plans, the Novak Day, they did Halloween, a lot of things. And Rubaru is it's the intercollegiate fest of Mahe Bengaluru campus, interdepartmental fest. So the first Rubaru last year, Dlhs was the winner of the Rubaru. So we wish your batch also actively participates and win the trophy for 2024 as well. So ethnic days, several other fun activities. So something that breaks the clutter for you. Also the clubs that we host, we have almost 4 different clubs. We will be soon opening applications from students to propose new clubs. There are crazy clubs like, you have the mythology club, and there was, what was that other club with a board game that they had proposed, the Dungeons and Dragons. So we have some crazy clubs also being proposed. It's just that how you imagine and how you wish to, bring out your creative space. So we facilitate those opportunities for you to be as creative and innovative as possible, because these 3-4 years that you're here on campus make the most of the opportunities that you get, right? And some of the newsletters that we have. Again, these are also spaces where you voice your opinions. Camaraderie is the Dlhs official newsletter. We also have newsletters brought out by different clubs. Column is a newsletter by the Media Club, Petrichor by the Eco Club, Ecosphere, the Debate Digest by the students of double majors, where they have their own club. Kaleidoscope by the Speakeasy Club, which is a Mahe club which promotes inclusion on campus, diversity and inclusion. We also have a lot of opportunities where students can propose to release their own newsletter. Every time students do outreach, for example, the English students, whenever they do outreach, they come back and they release a newsletter capturing all their learnings in the form of expressions in the newsletters. So that's a great opportunity for you to also build your portfolio, because when you graduate, be it if you're looking at pursuing higher education or if you're looking at being placed, what is important is not just your grades, but also the portfolio that you build, the activities you have done. So it doesn't mean as a psychology student you should only be great with learning courses related to psychology, but then how do you turn that into expressions? Right? Aarti is an example of how, how communicating your ideas is so important, right? So be open to learning, different things across the disciplines and make the most of it. So building your portfolio is extremely important. So now coming to something a little more serious in terms of academic regulations. It's a 16-week duration semester. Wise and medium of instruction is English. So this is roughly the credit structure every semester. All in average, it's a 20 credit semester. So end of 3 years, a student would have earned a degree, would earn a degree with 120 credits. If it's a 4-year honors, the student is required to earn 160 credits. So this is the credit structure. In some semesters, you will see a varying credit structure because the internship credits would be accrued towards the higher semesters. Some of the highlights of the curriculum for the undergrads. The first semester and the second semester are mostly foundation courses where you are introduced to the key concepts through different, quite a few things I skipped, is it? So you will be introduced to the key concepts through various foundation courses. There could be transdisciplinary courses as well. Say double major students would be doing courses related to, in fact, all the students would be doing courses related to media and information literacy. Double major students will be doing one course in each of the disciplines that they are studying. Similarly, media students will do contemporary India. So these are all considered foundation courses for you to pursue your program. So similarly, ability and skill enhancement courses, be it the foreign languages or the mandatory English language course that you have, will also, the English for communication course is pitched to ensure we cover the LSRW skills. And the foreign languages are something that will, some of you would have already done your foreign languages in your school, but then the purpose of the courses here is not just to learn the language, but also to empower you to make decisions if you were to pursue your, higher education or your career in countries overseas, right? So similarly, value-based courses, environmental humanities, Indian Constitution, definitely the way they are taught, the way the syllabus is structured is different than what you would have studied. So as a liberal arts student, what would you converse, how would your conversation with environment be? What would your approach to constitution be? So those are the approaches we have taken in the value-based courses. The open electives are more interdisciplinary in nature. If the other departments, institutes offer a few open elective courses, you are free to take up. This semester we have courses offered by Commerce Department in financial literacy. We have Srishti Institute of Srishti Manipal Institute offering course in design thinking. We also have intercultural communication, which Dlhs has opened up for students who are not doing double major program, gender studies for students who are not doing English. So we try to offer courses across where you will be taking course which are not your domain specific. So that is an advantage you have where you are exposed to courses beyond your domain specific. Discipline specific electives, so each discipline, each program has specific specialization. Say psychology students have specialization courses basket related to clinical psychology, integrated psychology. You have also courses related to industrial psychology. Similarly, media students would be doing courses in marketing communication, audiovisual communication. So you have specializations according to the program. The baskets are offered. Vocational courses are something that are hands-on. This year we have introduced a course in data analytics for double major students. So event management for media students, gatekeepers training for psychology students. So these are courses which will give you hands-on training in, closely working with, when you go to the industry, you might be doing, something very generic, but you require specific skill sets for that, right? So we kind of are mindful of those skills that you might require, and those are curated through these courses. Internship, a mandatory 2-credit internship for all of you. Between your 4th and 5th semester, you'll be doing a 2-credit internship. Capstone project for students who exit at 3 years or 4 years. I'll come to that a little later. So capstone project is where you're working with the industry, with an industry mentor. And of course, research for honors mostly. This is roughly how the grading system looks like. We have 50% internal assessment and 50% end semester assessment. So for internal assessment, there would be a combination of open book, it could be midterm exam, it could be assignments, projects, depending on the course instructor. So all of you would be given lesson plans in the beginning of the semester. Each of you will have, again, program-wise orientation in the coming days, and you will be oriented towards the courses that you're studying for the semester and what is the course going to be like. Teachers have drafted the syllabus and the lesson plan much ahead. So a lot of thought has gone into crafting these courses and in chalking down how they have to be delivered. So it is not random. They're all carefully deliberated. Deliberations have happened, even in terms of assignments, what are the kind of assignments that you get, how these assignments are assessed, all of that, a lot of care has gone into crafting, in each of these details. So that forms your CIA. Your summative assessment is your end-term exams. End-term exams and the midterm exams are EPAD. We have gone paperless exams, so you get EPADs where you, it's all digital. Mode of writing. You will have, again, a detailed orientation on how you write on EPAD, and you have a few practice sessions that the evaluation team will curate in the coming days. This is what I was talking about, be it the case study, fieldwork, project. Maybe the first semester, we might go a little slow on how the assignments are curated, given to you. But then assignments are mostly incremental in nature. As you move to higher semester, they tend to challenge you at different levels, in terms of your, how you critically take on few concepts and how you apply these concepts, how you develop your own, perspectives become extremely important as you move higher. In terms of attendance, I'm sure this is something that you all are aware during your school days as well. So 75% attendance is mandatory. So we request students to please ensure you adhere to this. And it's a request to even the parents to be mindful of this, because we do get requests during festivities and holidays saying we want our ward here, how can we celebrate Diwali without my child at home. I understand these are extremely important occasions, but please remember, if it is compromising the attendance, then it has repercussion on whether the student is eligible to write end semester exam or not. So be very mindful of how you plan your vacation and your travel back. So you do have 25% attendance. If you can manage all the other commitments you have in the 25%, then it's perfectly fine. You're sorted. So Otherwise, in terms of academic progression as well, a student should have earned a minimum of 5 points, that is E grade, if the student is progressing, has to progress to the higher semester. Now, this is extremely important. You can please make a note of this. If a student is not securing the minimum grade, that means you have not cleared that particular course. So if you are to promote to third semester, that is one entire academic year, if you have to move from one academic year to the other, you should have at least accrued 20 credits at the end of 2 semesters, right? Ideally, it is a 40-semester academic year. At least 50% of it you should have accrued. The third year, you should have had a minimum of 58 credits at the end of 4th semester if you have to move to 5th semester. So that means if a student has been detained for lack of attendance or has not cleared the exams and has not moved, from one academic year to the other, then you are treated as where you are repeating the entire academic year. So there is no concept of, in some of the universities, you have this concept where you just, carry over your subjects. You might, in the 6th semester, you write first semester subjects. So we don't have a concept like that. So please be, careful in making a note of some of the key regulations related to exams. So any student who is not able to write the exam because of attendance issue will be awarded a DT grade, a detained grade. So the student has to re-register for the course. There is no provision for make-up exam for that course. So that means you have attendance shortage. This semester, usually soon after your results, there's a make-up exam that we schedule for students who have not cleared the exam. Students with a DT grade will not be eligible to write even make-up exams. So they have to re-register in the following academic year only. Students who are absent for the exam are awarded an F grade, and they are eligible for make-up exam, but their grade is capped at C. They can't get, even if they do extremely well, they cannot get a grade beyond C. So a student who is absent for the exam due to medical emergency with prior permission from HOD, the student will be awarded an I grade, that is an incomplete grade. Again, you are eligible to write make-up exam, but also you are eligible for actual grades. Since there are genuine cases, we understand we are sensitive towards some of the contingency reasons that might come up. So this is the provision for those cases, exceptional cases. A student who has less than E grade or 5 points is again awarded an F grade there. So the minimum requirement for the course, as you're aware, is E or 5 point, right? So here the student is again eligible to give make-up exam, but the grade is capped at C. Now, what we do is there are courses which are a little, it's not about challenging, that it might be new to you, say for example, mathematics, which is a mandatory course for students who will be opting for economics as a discipline. Right? And usually the pass percentage in mathematics is not that great. So we do have students struggling. It's not because you're good, not good, no. It's just that probably the difficulty level, at the level with which you will have to comprehend, might be a little different, and it will take time for you to get tuned to it. So we might conduct extra remedial classes or bridge classes. We acknowledge the challenging courses requirements, and we pitch it at a certain level. We expect students to cooperate and ensure you extend whatever possible cooperation, be it attending extra classes, remedial classes, or we might begin the semester a little early to kind of help you with that. In fact, for the 2nd semester, you have mathematical economics in the 2nd semester. 1st semester, you have extra classes. So these are the things that are required for these courses. So when you're opting for a certain course, please remember you have signed up for all of these. Right? So otherwise, again, there's not much can be done. And we request support from the parents as well. Students or children might come back and say it's very difficult to stay back after 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock for these extra classes, but then you'll have to stay back. In terms of honors degree, we've been receiving quite a few queries about how do I get honors degree. So it's not a default entry into 4th year. So end of 6th semester, a student would be given invitation based on the CGPA of the student. over the 5-semester performances. So students should have secure a minimum of 7.5 CGPA in all the 5 semesters, and then we offer, we extend invitation to the student to enroll into honors program. Now it's the student's choice whether they want to enroll or not. Students might decide to exit with 6th semester with a degree, or might want to continue with honors. But the choice has to be made in the 6th semester, because there's a slight change in the way the curriculum is defined in the 6th semester. For students who exit at 6th semester, they exit with a capstone project. A student who wishes to pursue honors will do a research methodology course, because honors is pretty research intensive. So they do research methodology, and then in the 8th semester, they do capstone project. So there's a difference there. So this is one bit. There are detailed guidelines on internship, dissertation, and projects which will be shared with students. Students have to adhere to these guidelines. Why I had this slide was, when we share the guidelines, students might not read all the pointers there, but every point is important. They might come back and say, oh, I did not notice that there, and why did I have to do this or that? So it is important that this is a generic one. Whatever guidelines are shared with you, please do read. If you have doubts, you come back to us with your doubts. Ask questions. It's perfectly fine. Okay? But don't assume things. And don't go by what your seniors have done. It's great. Peer learning is important. Do have that also, but go by the guidelines that you have, because there could be changes in some of the courses that your seniors have done, or some courses that are maybe introduced to you differently, or the syllabus also might have gone through some changes. So please go through that. So this is roughly how the timetable looks like. It's a 50-minute session. With a short break, lunch break, and again afternoon also there's a short break. So it's not like all days you'll have classes from 9 to 5. You might have classes, you might have 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on your timetable. What we expect from our students: punctuality and discipline. So a 9 o'clock class would mean 9 o'clock. Or be it the short break, so you'll have to adhere to the time. And if the teacher is not giving you attendance because you are late, do remember that will have a repercussion on your overall attendance tally. So be mindful of your attendance, your integrity, sincerity, and honesty with which you turn up your assignments, you conduct, you fulfill your responsibilities, attendance, your academic commitment and rigor. Assignments can be overwhelming. You're doing 5 to 6 courses each semester, so each course will have a list of assignments that you are expected to do. You'll have list of readings that you'll have to do. Double major students, every unit has at least 4 or 5 readings, and then you have suggested readings, right? So you might wonder, when am I finishing all this, plus I have to do this assignment, plus I have to do that assignment. So it's quite overwhelming, and the nature of assignments also might differ. For some you might have writing centric assignment, for some you have project centric, for some you have experiential related assignment, for quiz. You have diverse range of assignments, but you are aware of the assignments in the beginning of the semester, so plan your assignments. If there is a deadline for assignment, if it's, for example, 10th of September is the first submission deadline for maybe 4 different courses, it doesn't mean you have to submit on that day itself. You can plan backwards, right, how I do it. So please plan your assignments, because we don't want to hear saying, oh, this is too much, how can I submit all 4 on the same day? You don't have to submit on the same day. You can submit earlier also. Right? So, and you have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility for your actions. I understand all of you have just stepped out of your, school life, and you're entering into your college life. It's all exciting, a lot of fun, a lot of activities. Do explore every possible opportunity available on the campus, but be mindful that, how you balance all of this with your academics is extremely important. Right? You'll have to, don't oversee the primary reason why you're here. So be responsible in how you manage your activities. For 1 year, we do have teacher guardian, but after that, no, we don't have teacher guardians because the mentee becomes a mentor, right? So you are, you move to higher semesters, so you're an adult. You will be expected to take care of yourself. So you are more independent and you will be making your decisions. Most of you have made a decision for yourself to join this course, right? The program that you have chosen, it's not imposed on you. The same might not be true for maybe if students were to do BTech or maybe medicine, but then for students who've opted liberal arts, I'm very much confident that these are the decisions and choices that you have made for yourself. So take responsibility for your choices and be wise in maximizing those the opportunities you have. Communication channel. The official channel of communication, you'll all be getting learner ID. So keep checking your email inbox for official communication, official WhatsApp groups, and of course consultation hours. So though there are official WhatsApp groups and consultation hours, it is important that you are mindful of the time that you reach out to the faculty. You have faculty mentors, yes, doesn't mean they're available 24/7. Now, I do get calls from, students saying, ma'am, it's emergency, I need to go home. What happened? No, I'm just feeling a little unwell. Unwell is not emergency. Right? So it is important for you to, you're unwell, yes, but that doesn't warrant you to call the faculty at 11 o'clock in the night and say, I need to go home. Because if, at that time, emergency will mean, if you're a hostelite, obviously I'll immediately connect you with the hostel medical team and they will take you, if it warrants that attention, they'll immediately take you to the nearest hospital, that is Manipal hospital. So is that the emergency you're talking about? That is emergency for me at 11 o'clock in the night, right? So in the sense, be mindful of your communication, respect the boundaries of the faculty, of your mentors as well. And because whatever you communicate will be taken with seriousness, right? If you say you're unwell, you're unwell. We would want to do what is best for you at that time. In terms of student support, we do offer mentoring support. I did talk about the student-teacher ratio. So the first year students will have assigned mentor. So every teacher will be mentoring around 12 to 15 students max. So every week you have mentoring session where you are meeting up with your mentor and discussing your academic progress. If you have any difficulties, any specific issues related to your hostel or your academics, your coping up. So it's not counseling. Mentoring sessions are not counseling sessions. They are mostly to help you navigate with the academics, right? Since you're all not yet 18, some of you are not yet 18. So we are just hand-holding you in the first year with so many new changes just for us to be by your side to help you navigate in the beginning stages. So it's what we call teacher guardian system. So your attendance, your performance, your illness, say your permission if you're moving out of the hostel, if you need leaves from the hostel. So your mentors are your point of contact, right? This is a request to the parents. So we request the parents to inform us if there is any change in the telephone number, in your address, in your email ID. Because what happens sometimes when we send mails, parents say we did not receive, but then the email ID in your application form might be that of the student or even the phone number might be that of the student. So please verify and share your email IDs. We have, again, towards student well-being, we have 24/7 counseling service through Your Dost. We have collaborated with Your Dost, so students can reach up Your Dost for any counseling support. On campus, we have 5 counselors, trained counselor, clinical psychologists and counseling psychologists. You can take their appointment and meet them. You have an orientation by the student support in the afternoon, so you will be given a little more on this. Students also have option to do Coursera courses. We have institutional tie-up with Coursera. We have subscribed Coursera for all the students of Mahe. So students at Dlhs can do as many courses as you want. So there might be courses in your curriculum which might asked you to, where the teacher has asked you to do a specific course on Coursera as an add-on. Okay, that is also doable. Other than that, out of your interest, you wish to do any number of courses, please make the most of it. Right? There are some of very good courses on Coursera hosted, so maximize that. Research support, so we do have research support for both UG and PG students. So there is a detailed research policy for UG students. So for some of you who think it's too early to be introduced, we have had students in second semester presenting research papers at international conferences. So it's not too early to venture into research. So if you're interested, if you're oriented, then you might as well start early on. You have excellent faculty mentors to guide you through if you're interested in doing your research. Some of the projects you get, some of the papers that you will be doing as assignments might all have potential to be converted into research papers. So take these assignments seriously for that purpose. And of course, Mahe has incentives. In fact, if you publish in top journals, you might get a fee waiver for the entire academic year. So some of the key campus guidelines, you have to wear your ID cards. You'll all get your ID cards, so wear your ID cards always, so you won't be permitted into the campus without ID cards. Don't share your ID cards with anyone, so your ID cards are your responsibility. Your campus discipline, the dress code on campus. In academic spaces, we expect you to dress professionally, okay, respect the decorum in the academic spaces and dress accordingly. In terms of mobile phones and social media, it's absolutely no mobile phones in classrooms. If a student is found using mobile phone, then obviously the student will be asked to leave the class. Attendance for that class will be cancelled, and if there are repeated offenses, if the offense repeats, 2 or 3 times, and then the teacher might decide to suspend the student for X number of days, depending on how the committee decides. So you will have to be very careful in how you use your mobile phones. If you're using it in classroom, then absolutely no. I'm sure in your schools you were not allowed mobile phones, right? You couldn't carry it into the school itself. Now you can carry it to the campus, nobody's stopping you, but when the class is in progress, keep it in silent, better not touch the phone. If there is an emergency, you're expecting an emergency call, you can inform the teacher and walk out of the class and finish the call and come. But be mindful of the time of the teacher as well. This is, again, you've all signed an anti-ragging declaration form. All of you have submitted. So while you're also, mindful of, how your actions do not amount to ragging, also be aware that any action on campus, any interaction, if it amounts to ragging, you can report to us. You can come and meet us. You will be getting the detailed committee details as to who you should approach if there is an instance of ragging, if you are subject to ragging, or if you feel somebody kind of said something or did something that amounts to ragging. So we will share the details of the committee through email, and you can reach us accordingly. Substance abuse, absolutely zero tolerance. This is non-negotiable. So the punishment for being found with substances can range from suspension to rustigation. So please be aware of this. Disciplinary procedure, any issue with regard to discipline, usually we suspend the candidate immediately, and we also expect the parent to meet us in the coming days, within a stipulated period of time. And sometimes even if it's an offense in the hostel, you might get an academic suspension. And if you have midterm exam, you have assignment dates or end-term exam, around that time you will end up missing all of that. Suspension will mean suspension. So better not get into a situation where you're asking your parent to travel all the way from different parts of the country. And some of the grievance redressal mechanisms we have anti-ragging monitoring committee, student grievance committee, internal complaints committee, and student affairs committee, which takes care of grievances related to your life on campus. Internal complaints committee, anything related to sexual harassment on campus. We take it very seriously. We do have, a strong ICC team which deliberates into these complaints seriously. And we have precedents where we have taken extreme measures to ensure safety and well-being of our students on campus. Academic calendar, I'm sure most of you would be interested in this. So tomorrow onwards, your classes commence. Midterm exams are scheduled from 14th October to 19th October, somewhere around Dasara, I think. So Dasara chutti gone. Last instruction day is 10th December, and your end-term exams are from 17th to 24th December. And then your break, it's a very short break you get between the semester, hardly about 10 days or so. And we are immediately commencing the next semester from 6th of Jan. So the semester, sorry, I think the semester break is 5th Jan, it's not 7th. So the commencement of classes will be from 6th Jan onwards. So as I told, it's a very short semester, so plan accordingly. So that's few things. The department, okay, there is another slide that has gone missing. Okay, I think that's coming up later. So you have seen enough of me. So moving on to the faculty members, would like to introduce all our faculty members to you. Most of them are not here. They're all busy taking classes because we have classes for higher semesters and PG classes also going on. Dr. Girish is the academic coordinator, research and doctoral committee coordinator. Professor English. Dr. Anupama is here, I think. I thought, okay, yeah, Dr. Anupama, academic coordinator for English programs. Dr. Arjuna is here. Arjuna, assistant professor, and he's also an assistant director of student affairs. You will be hearing his session in the afternoon. We have Ms. Sumati, assistant professor English, coordinator internship. Dr. Aishwarya, assistant professor English. Dr. Divya, again, assistant professor English, IQAC coordinator. Dr. Neeraja, she's the cultural committee coordinator, English professor. Ms. Amrita Yatish was here, assistant professor. Again, she's the coordinator for foreign languages, and she also handles intercultural relations courses. Dr. Shivalika, Shivalika is here. Yes, assistant professor English. Shivalika is a member of research committee, and also her focus area is gender, motherhood studies, and other areas. Ms. Geeta, assistant professor English. Again, Ms. Priyanka Pradeep, assistant professor again English. She coordinates the department newsletter. Under the Faculty of Media and Communication, we have Dr. Sunayan, academic coordinator for media programs. Dr. Pradeep, coordinator for capstone projects. Dr. Pranav, coordinator of the media lab. We have wonderful, excellent media labs and psychology labs on the 5th floor of AB2. If you wish to go and take a look, you can take a look at the labs. The media labs, there are still a few finer work that is pending, but most of the facility is open for student classes. We have Mr. Subhash, who takes care of the website and social media. All the updates you see on social media and website is Mr. Subhash's work. Ms. Saisha takes care of the internship. She's a media and entertainment studies professor. Dr. Hima Bindu, assistant professor, media and communication. She's also the department coordinator for newsletters. Dr. Amrita, coordinator for placements, associate professor, media and communication. The Faculty of Psychology, we have Dr. Arunima is here, associate professor, academic coordinator for psychology programs. Ms. Varsha is here. You will be meeting Ms. Varsha later also. She's a coordinator for student support, and she's also the academic warden. Varsha, you would want to, okay. Yes, Dr. Amandeep, associate, okay. So I see the life skills course has gone really well. Okay, so Dr. Amandeep is the coordinator for VSO. Dr. Ankita Mishra is here. So she's assistant professor psychology. she's also coordinator for psychology labs. Ms. Vaishnavi Kamath is again assistant professor and coordinator for PG programs, psychology programs. Dr. Arpita Jacob is a member of the research committee. All their profiles, detailed profiles are there on the website. You can go through in detail and students will be meeting most of them. So even if you're a student of, say, English, if you wish to interact with psychology faculty, you're open to do that. So it's not like you have to meet only your discipline-specific faculty members. Mr. Rojo, you'll be meeting some of them during your outbound as well. So Assistant Professor Psychology, Rojo is also the UG Psychology Program Coordinator. Ms. Charukriti, again, Assistant Professor Psychology, co-coordinator of exams. Her expertise is forensic psychology. Dr. Shivani, Assistant Professor Psychology. Again, she's a co-coordinator for internships. Dr. Kavita Rai Sinha, Associate Professor Psychology, coordinator for internationalization of Dlhs. Dr. Komal Beri, again, psychology assistant professor, co-coordinator of placements. Dr. Tripti Singh, assistant professor psychology. Dr. Tripti is here, co-coordinator for internships. Dr. Aditya Banerjee, again, assistant professor psychology. He specializes in cognitive psychology. Ms. Sarabjit Kaur, assistant professor, again, specializes in cognitive psychology. And the Faculty of Social Sciences, History, Economics, Political Science, Sociology. We have Dr. Swati Shivanan, academic coordinator for double majors programs. I'm sure some of you have already interacted with the program coordinators during the bridge classes. Dr. Anushri, coordinator for NCC and sports. Dr. Rahul, co-coordinator exams and evaluation. Dr. Sharon, political science professor, member of the research committee. Dr. Rupa Ratnam, you would have seen her name in the outbound communication. Dr. Rupa and Mr. Rojo have been coordinating the outbound activities. She's also coordinator for VSO. Dr. Manisha, coordinator for placements. Dr. Swati Goel, coordinator for all the DLHS clubs. If you wish to propose new clubs, you can propose. Dr. Ardra, assistant professor, coordinator for internships. Dr. Kedar Vishnu is here, associate professor economics, also the coordinator for NAC. At the office level, we have Ms. Shrivani is here. Okay, you will be meeting her often. Admin executive, most of your email communications to the department ID would be responded by Ms. Shrivani. And Ms. Supriya is the lab assistant for psychology. We have another lab assistant for psychology and 2 more for media labs joining the team soon. Among the adjunct faculty, we have adjunct faculty from different walks of life, industry experts on our board who are here. We had, say, for example, Rashid, the renowned columnist, journalist, was here with us for a workshop. So was Dr. Rajendra Chenni and Radha Ramaswamy. Most of them have been interacting with us, with our students in the last 2 years. Some of the visiting faculty, some of the courses, we have engaged with visiting faculty for a better connect, better engagement, depending on the areas of expertise. Some courses which demand industry, approach, like data analytics and visualization, we have resources from the industry. Mr. Raghuveer is a journalist with over 15, 20 years of experience as a journalist, and he handles media economics course. So this is how the visiting faculty would look like. We have Ms. Vinusha is here. I thought, yeah, Ms. Vinusha is also a visiting faculty for psychology. We have 2 international faculty on board in DLHS now. This semester we have Professor Lalita Murthy, who's specialized in linguistics, and she's here for transdisciplinary research as well as linguistics courses. So anyone interested in meeting, interacting, you can meet with her Next semester, Jan onwards, we will have Professor Thomas Waugh here. Thomas Waugh is a Professor Emeritus from Concordia University, Montreal. So we are looking at engaging with more international faculty in the coming days. So what can you expect in the next few days? You will get details of your sections, what sections each of you are. Psychology, we have 3 sections, whereas double major, journalism and English is 1 section each. With psychology, you will know which section you are in. You will get communication on the timetable also. Timetable will be displayed in the academic corridors, and you will know what the timetable looks like. You'll also get your mentor details. Who is your mentor for the year, for the academic year? You'll get a student handbook with all the guidelines that we spoke about, all these while your exam guidelines, academic guidelines, in the form of handbook you will receive. You'll also receive syllabus and lesson plan from your academic coordinators for the semester. This semester, what is your detailed syllabus and what is the lesson plan, which includes your assessment plan as well, so that you'll receive. And of course, the program orientation. Now, this was a general orientation. Each of you will be further having specific program orientation in the coming days. The classrooms, you might want to make a note of the classrooms for tomorrow onwards. So journalism students, academic block 2, AB2, your room number 4th floor, 408. BA English students, AB2, 414. Double major and psychology students have classes in academic block 5, which says MIT on that. The MIT building, there's a new MIT building, so that is academic block 5. So that is where your classes will be tomorrow. These are your room numbers. Tomorrow, psychology students will assemble in, I will just, Rojo, you have the room number? Tomorrow they have an orientation, right? Okay, we will share by afternoon session. We'll share the details of the specific room where you'll be assembling for the program orientation before you move to your classes. That is for psychology students. The others can move to their classes and you'll have program orientation in your classes itself. So that's it from me. Before we kind of take a break, I know it was a long session. Quickly, we are going on an outbound this week. Most of you have signed up, so I know some of you might have had some apprehensions about it. We have Dr. Rupa and Mr. Rojo who will just quickly brief you about the outbound. If you have any doubts, you can reach us, you can contact us related to that. Over to you, Dr. Rupa. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I know all of you must be hungry. I definitely am. So I'm just going to set the context for the outbound, after which Rojo will take you through some of the information that's pertinent for planning for the outbound, as well as, trying to allay some of your concerns about the outbound. So just let me, some of this information has already come to you, but since I have your attention and your pre-lunch attention, I'm just going to read out some bits of what the outbound event is meant to do. So the objectives of the outbound are primarily to sort of get you, so you've had the bridge course, which was sort of an academic bridge to transition you from school to college life to university life. And the outbound is a transition from, say, living with family and living in a particular setup to sort of moving to living on your own and living with your friends and with a community of like-minded people. So this is going to help you transition into that. So if you've had a look at the handout that we've sent, the primary objectives of this event are to discover aspects of yourself when you're away from friends and family, getting to know each other, learning to work and play together, building connections which hopefully endure through your life, not just on the university, but also sort of a lifelong community that you will have to fall back on. And then developing respect for your environment, which includes not just nature, that, you know, the adventure camp is going to be set in sort of open natural conditions, but also develop a respect for your city, for your fellow students, and for the faculty that will accompany you, but also who are supporting you from right here. So this is broadly what we've envisaged. It's a departmental activity. It's not an optional or a voluntary event of any sort. It is part of what we foresee for you as required to help you transition. So please consider it as a serious activity that's part of your academic life here. Just to take you through some of the details, I'm going to hand this over to Rojo now.
Thank you. So all the payments are already made, so you don't have to worry about making any extra payments for this trip, just to clarify that. So just to quickly go through what will be happening on this. Yeah, so this is the campsite. It's about 2.5 hours, a car drive from here to the campsite. It's a 2-day visit. So there are 2 batches. All the students will be divided into 2 batches. The first batch will go on the 21st and 22nd of August. The second batch will go on the 23rd and 24th. We'll be leaving at 8 a.m. from here, and we're coming back the next day at 6 p.m. So some of the things to carry. We've sent all of these details are already there in your emails. So you can actually go back to your emails and look at the details, but I'll just put them out here again in case you want to quickly run through them. Some of the things that you'll need to carry, if you've been on camps, these are really regular items that you have to carry for any camp activity. Just go through them, yes. One specific information I'll have to share is that if there are any specific health conditions for any particular student, it's their responsibility to take care of that. If you have any personal medications to carry, please carry them. Also, we have planned to meet. If you have any questions for us, today afternoon we'll be giving you a time and a place to come and meet us. So you can if you have any questions, you can come and meet us for that also. Some of the guidelines we followed, these guidelines have been given by the camp organizers that we'll have to make sure all students follow. Yeah, we hope that students will be respectful towards nature. We need to keep the places clean there. It's a strictly no smoking, no drinking zone. And there will be faculty members joining you guys, which I will be sharing the details here. Some of the activities at the camp, these are some of the activities. At the end of the slides, I also have put a QR code here, which will take you to the a YouTube link for this camp. So maybe you can just scan that and look at all the activities there. So that's batch 1 and batch 2. You can look at the sections that are going batch 1 and batch 2. I think psychology students will be divided based on the alphabetical order for now. Okay, yeah. So broadly, these are the sections that will be going on the first batch and second batch. These are the faculty accompanying the students. We also have 2 nurses that will be joining the batches on both the batches and will stay with us at the campsite for any emergencies. And this is the QR code in case you want to look at the YouTube link for this campsite. You can use this QR code. Dr. Rupa and me, Roger, we are the faculty in charge. And at 3:30 p.m., if you want, you can meet us at room 404, right at AB2. You can come meet us there at room 404 on the 4th floor if you have any questions. And if you haven't submitted the consent forms, parents need to sign in the consent forms and submit them at the registration desk. So if you haven't done that, please do that. And thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rupa, and thank you, Mr. Rojo. I also officially thank Dr. Shilpa Kalyan for the detailed department orientation. Now's the time for lunch. I request all of you to kindly take both the exits, right? Some of you can take the exits on my left and others on the right, and use both just to avoid crowding. And the lunch, are packed in boxes, and they are placed in both this floor, which is the second floor, and on third floor, which is right above us. There are lifts as well as stairs for all of you to avail. And please, distribute among these different stalls on second floor as well as third floor. And now the time is 1:10, and ma'am, we'll have 1 hour, 2 o'clock. Right, so please, all of you. Oh, all right, so there's one edit. The lunch is only provided on the third floor. So all of you please use both the exits and go to the third floor, which is the one above us, the floor above. Yeah, and volunteers are placed. In case you have any queries, you can ask them for, any facilities. Any people with the tags of Manipal, students and faculty would be around. And so please be back by 2 for another round of, meeting and talking to other important officers. Thank you all.